Hey guys, this is the second story in our series here, and I think you're gonna like this one. It's kind of silly. Now, if you're following along with your packet and your page, we will be starting on page number 19. The pickle bottoms have a problem. Something is wrong with their dog, Elvis. Sounds like the same character. They're watching him from the window. What is Elvis doing? I want you to look at the picture and see if you can notice their faces. Their faces are telling you that they're really thinking about something. They're a little bit unsure. You look kind of close so you can see their faces. Hopefully you're following along with your pack. It'll be easier to read, easier to see the pictures too. Now, everyone is quiet. They watch the dog. Elvis prances. That's a good word. Prances through the yard. He has thrown a blanket over his back. Elvis shakes his head every few steps. His hair blows in the wind. Then he jumps over a lower tree branch. Excuse me, I'm going to go back and reread because I made a mistake. Then he jumps over a low tree branch. So I'm thinking in my head about a tree. I know on a tree, usually there are lots of branches, and this branch is really low, which makes me think it's close to the ground. I'm making some connections as I read. You might have made those visuals in your brain too. Notice here's Elvis. You can see the family in the window, and you can kind of see the tree, and there's a low branch next to Elvis. Elvis runs inside. He dashes under Penny's legs. Then he stands up. Penny is sitting on Elvis's back. Penny's eyes open wide. See, my eyes are opening very wide. That means they're getting bigger. He's a horse. Then she yells, "Giddy up, Elvis. Let's ride." And into the garden they go. So here they're going. It looks to me like she's riding Elvis. I don't know about you guys who have dogs, but my daughter Emmeline likes to ride my dog. His name's Toby, and they get into all kinds of trouble, or adventures, as she calls them, ventures. All right, that was the end of the story. Sorry, I thought there was more to it. Let's read that last part one more time. Penny's eyes open wide. He's a horse. Then she yells, "Giddy up! Giddy up, Elvis, let's ride." And into the garden they go. So this author is actually leaving a lot to the reader. They're leaving a lot for you to wonder, like, once they got to the garden, what did they do? These are some questions that are going to happen in your brain as you're reading. And that's a really good strategy. It's good to ask those questions in your brain as you go, just like you would do if you're watching a movie. All right, just like the last story, there are some questions that are going to go along with this story too. It's okay to circle the answer. You can just talk about the answers. None of these packets have to be turned in, and none of them are going to be scored or graded. So it's really just something you can practice together. You don't have to worry too much about how you get the answers down on paper. Question number 1. What is the pickle bottom's problem? A, something is wrong with their dog. B, something's wrong with their window. Or C, something is wrong with their tree. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to go back and look. It's okay to reread. Good readers always go back and reread, even grown-ups. I go back and reread all the time. Question number 2. What is the page mostly about? So you actually have to turn back to page 2. And there's a passage, and I always teach my students, a passage just means there's like a chunk of this story. And they want to know what that passage number 2 is about. It says, was the page mostly about A, Elvis is feeling sick, B, Elvis is stealing things, or C, Elvis is acting strange? So it might be about more than one of those things, but it wants to know, what is it mostly about? Question number 3 is from the same passage. It says, how do the Picklebottoms feel about Elvis? So you have to think back. The Picklebottoms are that family. What are they feeling or what are they wondering about Elvis? A, they're feeling sad. B, they're feeling worried. Or C, they're feeling angry. So this would be a great time for you guys to talk about what are those emotions? What does it mean to be sad? What does it mean to be worried? And what does it mean to be angry? And then think, what is that family thinking about Elvis? Remember, Elvis is their dog. They're watching him from the window. They're thinking some thoughts about him based on what he's doing with this tree branch. Question number 4. Where is Elvis? Use the text and the picture to answer the question. So you're using the picture clues to try to figure out, where is he? What's he doing? Where is he? Is he A, in a forest? Now you can talk about what's a forest. Or is he B, in the yard? What is a yard? These are really great times for you guys to make connections too. Have you ever been to a forest? Have you ever been in a yard? Do you live in a forest or have a yard near your home? These are some good times for you to just be talking in general. Get some pictures into our brains. What does a forest and what does a yard look like? Question 5. How is Elvis acting in this part of the story? So you're going to need to look at the third passage, that third chunk of information. Look at those pictures. It's hard to see here, but you're welcome to look at your own packet. What are they telling you? How is he acting in this part of the story? What are the pictures telling you about Elvis the dog? Question number 6. What did Elvis do last week? Did he A, sit on a lap? What is a lap? Let's talk about that. Did he B, wear a blanket? Or C, prance around? What does prance mean? What does it mean to prance around? Question 7. Which animal is Elvis acting like now? Complete the sentence. Is Elvis A, acting like a bird? Or B, acting like a horse? So looking at those clues in passage number 5, what is he acting like? Is he acting like an A, bird, or a B, horse? And this is a good opportunity for you guys to practice putting the answer back into the sentence. So as a good reader, you'll go back and reread and you'll re-say the sentence. Elvis is acting like a blank. Elvis is acting like a bird, or Elvis is acting like a horse. All right, that's the end of that story. And in our next section, we're going to be talking about asking questions again. We're going to keep this strategy because it's really important when you're watching movies, when you're listening to someone tell a story, or when you're reading a story, to be able to ask questions so we know you comprehend. And comprehend is just our teacher fancy way of saying we know that you understand. Okay? We're going to keep going. I'm going to drink some more coffee and we're going to keep going.